Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Deuce Drop, the only podcast made for you to listen to while you're dropping a deuce. I am Slick Deuceman, and this is my cohort, Mr. McPoopsalot. I don't know.
Mr. Duty.
Mr. Duty.
Mr. Duty.
Dude, that was so good.
We're thinking about you out there.
I don't know why I didn't think about that. So, I know
if you leave a comment, you get a special reference in our podcast title name.
Exactly. So, I know that the multiple mic situation looks a little scuffed. We're still working on it. This is our first outdoor episode.
Please donate money.
That would help. That would really help.
You know, most of you guys watching are friends and family, so you got my phone number, you got his phone number, and us a $5.
Probably Cash App.
Yeah.
Cash App, Zelle, everything.
Hit us up on there. Okay?
Exactly.
Girlfriends, we're talking to you. You guys got jobs.
You know what Brianna was saying? She was saying that we should do an episode where her and Kelsey just take over.
Yeah,
that would be so awesome.
That would be hilarious.
You guys would be able to see the contrast of our personalities versus them.
Yeah, it would just be a flip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be very interesting, though.
It would be funny.
Maybe that could be like a good, goal or...
They talk about animals and animal sounds.
Yeah. They take the animal test. So... while we're out here and everything, first of all, it's a beautiful day.
It is very nice out. Sun is not too harsh. It's actually setting a little bit right now.
Yeah.
Half mast, if you will.
So, is there something you want to tell me?
What my favorite gourd is?
No, is there something you want to tell me? Are you going to comment how good I look?
Oh, do you know this?
Are you wondering why I look so dolled up and...
Yeah, I mean, you do kind of have a nice fit on. I was actually just thinking the way the sun is sort of bouncing off, your hair, it's sort of giving you this natural highlight. I'm really liking it.
Thank you. Well, thank you. No, it's because I was thinking that today we could do... You know what? I'm feeling romantic today.
Oh, okay.
I'm feeling like in that kind of vibe. So I was thinking...
Edit the blushing on me.
Okay. I was thinking that we could do a compatibility test.
Okay.
So I think this would be fun too, because if we took the same test with other people...
First question is, what's your favorite gourd?
We could see. So this is more of like a couples one, that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, obviously.
I'm fairly confident we're going to score pretty high on it.
Yeah.
I wanted to choose one. This is just some random website. I'll write it down, though, in case you want to take the same one maybe in the future. But we're just going to, I think, jump right into it.
Okay.
Maybe we'll have Rick put up screenshots.
The questions or something, the answers.
So that we can see it.
So
but,
do you take it for both of us on there, or do I need to pull it up as well?
From my understanding of it, and I've only read one question.
Yes, limited research.
So I'm basing it only off of that.
This is already more than we've prepped for any other.
That's true.
One. Other than the shot for last week's episode was really good. He directed that one.
Dude, it looked good. So it looks like we'll collaborate on this one. So the first of 15 questions.
Okay.
How much time do you two spend with each other? These are the four options.
Okay.
We're always together.
Okay.
We're mostly together.
Okay.
Whenever we are free, and we rarely meet.
Okay.
I'm going to say...
Are we thinking about this on a metaphorical level? Because, you're always with me.
Well, you're always with me, too. But I think this is a physical question.
Probably whenever we're free.
I would have to say that as well.
I would agree.
We're busy people, but we do, I will say...
A couple times a week, at the minimum.
But... Yeah, that's true.
And for multiple hours.
We do make time, which is a big thing.
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe that would qualify for we're mostly together, but no, because it's only like once a week.
Yeah,
I think that
twice a week, maybe 12 hours out of the week. I don't really consider that to be mostly.
That's true. All right, so we'll go to the next question.
Spaghetti squash, by the way.
Ooh, okay. Now I guess we'll have to come maybe to an agreement on this one.
Okay.
Or maybe I'll quiz you on this one. We'll see how compatible you are with me, because I'll read the question. This is why I'm saying this.
Okay.
How would you create a romantic moment with your partner? That's like not a collaborative question.
Yeah. What are the options?
These are the options. By telling him he means everything to you.
Okay. I'm going to show you.
I am not sure how we would do that. By supporting them when needed, or by expressing my loving feelings. So
I think I would by expressing my loving feelings.
Okay.
I think actions speak a little bit louder than words in a relationship.
That's true.
But yeah, I think I would express, maybe with art or something like that. Something that speak to your soul.
Yeah, that would speak to my soul. Okay. All right. Okay. This is gonna be a good one. Again, I haven't read this, so this is all new to me.
Yeah, this is the dry.
Yeah. rate the intimacy with your partner on a scale from 1 to 10.
Okay.
So we've got
7.
10 being number 1.
Yeah.
We've got 9. We've got 6 to 8 or 0 through 5.
I think 6 to 8.
Okay.
Because I think 9 or 10, you're talking like 9, I've seen you naked. 10, we've engaged while being naked.
Okay.
I think 6 to 7, is that emotional intimacy.
I was gonna
place.
say, I would say we're,
I think we're above the halfway mark.
I would
for
say
sure,
that too. Yeah.
That's like a regular friends are at the halfway mark.
Yeah. I think 7 is a good guess. All right.
Aries.
Yeah, Aries is in the back, the puppy dog. Are there some issues that you want to tell your partner about? Are there? These are the options.
Okay.
And,
it
might be a quiet drive home.
It might.
So we've got a lot of
Podcast cut
issues.
short.
Yeah, you answer this and I'm like mad. I don't talk the rest of the episode. There are none, or nothing serious.
I think nothing serious. I can't think of anything that I would bring up to
So
you.
would you say none or nothing serious?
None.
None? Okay.
Yeah, kind of missed that one. What about you?
Huh? I would also say none.
Okay.
I don't know as if we've ever really, I can't
Never
think
been
of
in an
any,
argument.
I was going to say, or any disagreement at all, actually.
No.
So, okay, cool. Well, on to the next. We're at 5 of 15.
Okay, we're moving.
I'm very interested to hear this one.
Okay. Guys, I'm going to be in the doghouse. I'm already outside.
Do you have a plan to marry your partner? Do you? I am not sure. Within 2 years, within a few years, not now, I think maybe after a few.
What was the first one?
The first one was, I'm not sure. There's not a definitive no.
I'm going to go with I'm not sure. Okay. That's what I'm going to say. I'm very much, you never know what life's going to throw at you.
I suppose.
At the end of the line.
I guess of all the ones, I guess that's what I would have to say too. It's not in my bingo book to.
Yeah, it's not on my calendar.
It's not planned.
Yeah, I don't have the date circled or anything.
All right. How important is
How
your relationship?
crazy would it be if I pulled out a ring box?
You're like, actually.
What if it was?
It's
in
a
the
ring
pumpkin?
pop, and this whole thing's been planned. So, we got gooses.
Many geeses.
Yeah, that's them Canada gooses. How important is your relationship for your? Oh, sorry. Let me reread that. How important is your relationship for you compared to the other things in life?
Is there like a?
So we've got important enough, very important, I don't know, or I'm not sure. Those both seem like the same.
Yeah, and the answer is definitely whatever they were going to say the most was.
Yeah. I would say the same thing.
Yeah.
I think our relationship has been, vital to me. We got to mark this down. I think a cool episode, maybe this would be a good, 10th episode or a milestone episode would be talking about our history.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. If you stuck
Honestly,
with us long around, you get
I
to
feel
know.
like that's something that, at least compared to my other friends, we don't actually talk about that
No,
much.
we don't really. The thing is, too, for as close as we are and as much as we hang out, the history itself really isn't that long.
Yeah.
In the comparison of things. Compare you and Evan.
That's true.
Where you guys have been, friends. So I really think we could probably pack it up, nutshell it nicely into a 1 hour. Hey, maybe you'll get the extended episode on our Patreon for that one, and you'll get to learn a little bit more about us.
Exactly. We are going to do a Patreon. We are. So, all right, this one I'm interested to hear. What do you think is the most important in a relationship?
Okay.
We got trust. We got communication.
No.
We got compromise. We got money.
Okay, sex isn't an answer.
Okay.
Trust.
If that were the case, then
It'd probably have to be. I think for me, it's trust, because it's so important that I don't ever think about it in my other relationships.
that's true. I know you've said that before.
Yeah, and there's also nothing that I'll be like. There's nothing that specifically talking. There's nothing that I'd be like, oh wow, I couldn't tell Trevor. It's not something I think about. But
That's
if
true.
it came down to it, anyone in this house, Janie included, I think I would.
Okay.
I'd be pretty open about it. So
Okay.
I think trust is the most important. How about How about
For
you?
me, I think it is communication, and the only reason I say that is I feel like with healthy and honest communication, it kind of trumps or overcomes anything.
Yeah, we've had this conversation.
We have, yeah.
Before,
I think that healthy or strong communication leads to you trusting your partner.
Yeah, these sort of go hand in hand
Yeah.
with each other.
Okay. Cool. How often do you have serious arguments with your partner?
Never.
Yeah, it's only when we are in a bad mood. On a
How
daily...
could I be in a bad mood when I'm with you?
Oh, see, that's extra credit point right there. On a daily basis.
That's Riz, folks.
Once in a while, or sometimes.
They don't even have a.
They don't even have a never, so
Then
it's got to be once in a while. Yeah. Okay.
You and Drewby fight more about rules than we've ever fought about anything. It's like,
the thing is our arguments are so low stakes that it can barely be considered that.
It's like, okay,
we're playing a board game.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, this is not how you do it.
Okay, whatever, man.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
You could
That's
do it.
like-
Whatever. Yeah. All right, we got this one.
Hope you're okay out there in Livonia, big dog, below the belt.
Yeah.
Stay safe.
Yeah. What do you feel about your partner?
That's kind of a.
This is crazy.
That's like a paragraph answer.
This is crazy. He is everything to me. I care about him. I am physically attracted to him. He is my happiness.
Okay. Physically.
Fat C on this one.
Yeah, that was physically attractive. Was that one? So it was that one. It was he is my everything. Oh, what were the other ones?
I care about him. He's my everything. He's my happiness, or I'm physically attracted. I think I know what you'll choose for this one.
I honestly think that I would go happiness.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like physical attractiveness, well, yes, that's true. I don't necessarily think that is sort of a trumper, you know?
That's true.
The other one was he's my everything.
I feel like you're an individual.
Yeah, you know,
I don't think
I'm not what's it called, codependent.
Yeah, and I also don't think I'd want you to be my everything. I do think that's a nice thing to say to someone,
but not something in practice.
Yeah, there we go. That's a perfect way to say
that's
it.
That's a Sasukean type. That we don't
I
do
thought
that.
I thought you were gonna say I care about him. That's
I
fine.
do care about you, but I also think that, you know what, I'll actually, because of the way they worded it, I'll actually rephrase it, or I'll actually pick that one because again, I think you being my happiness sort of goes along with that codependent thing, and I was thinking of it in a different way, but the way they worded it, yeah, I think that you're actually right upon further review.
All right, we're on question 10 now.
Okay.
Oh, look, it's a picture of us. Okay.
I think they're gonna kiss.
Do you believe you two are very compatible? Okay, so this is just like I'm not doing good, let's make it up. Yes, we are. I think so. No, we are not that much compatible. Okay, we could work on the English a little bit.
Plug that one into Grammarly.
Yeah.
I think, hey, if you want to give us a sponsor.
Or we're working on it.
I think that yes.
I think
we're
so
compatible.
too.
We've worked out the kinks at this point, you know?
I feel like with you, I've always said this about you. I think with you, compared to any of my other friends, I feel like we have the highest, like, natural chemistry.
Yeah, where it's just like...
Whereas I feel like I've never had to put any work... Like, we've always just kind of, like, clicked.
Yeah, we've never side-eyed each other about something one of the other people... You know, it's like, hey, don't worry, we'll have that character as a guest.
Yeah.
I say character because he's almost not human.
Okay. All right, cool.
5 more?
Yeah. Did you read that?
I just saw the word kids.
Do you wish to have kids? I'll be interested to see. We'll have to hit up an adoption agency if you say.
Perhaps.
So we already have kids, and I'd like to have more.
Drew,
if that's the case, that's something I don't know. Don't have them now, but definitely see them in the future. We are not very sure, or depends on the circumstances between us. Again, there's not a no answer.
I think I would go with C.
We're not very sure?
Because I'm not... Like, that's just a very... You know, I don't know. State of the world situation.
Yeah.
I'm not very...
Do you even plan to have kids?
Honestly, not... We go back and forth a lot. Really, I'm not sure. It's sort of the same answer in my actual... Well, I say actual, but that's not the right word to use. But in my romantic... My primary romantic relationship, let's word it that way, is a I don't know situation.
Okay. Good thing you got that extra credit question. Yeah. All right, we're not...
What about you for that answer?
I
know you.
I also go back and forth.
Yeah.
I personally would love to have kids.
I also should say I would too. It's just a sort
that being said, it also depends on where life goes. I'm too young to say.
It's sort
I think
of
is
an
the
ethical dilemma for me sometimes. Just
really?
my personal beliefs. But I'm sort of with you. there's just absolutely no reason that I need to really think about that at the moment. You know, I still live with my mom.
That's true. Know? That's true. I will say I feel I've talked about this with Brianna, and she does not want to, and I don't think that's ever something that I would force on my. Like, I think if my partner, especially being like the male, you know, I mean, obviously not the case with us, but
yeah, we just really don't need to do.
I'm like, if she doesn't want to have one, I'm not going to put her through that.
Yeah, and you know, there are plenty of other ways to get that sort of. I don't know. For me, I guess it's just not. For some people, it's like a really big deal.
Yeah.
And like they need to have kids. For me, it's just kind of. I could go either way, and I've swapped back and forth. You know, if I watch a movie and it has a cute baby in it, you know, I swap back and forth. But I've never been like, no, I'm dead set. This absolutely must happen.
Okay.
You know.
So you're going, we're not very sure?
Yeah, I'll go with that.
All right.
I don't know why there's not any definitive no answers.
I know.
You know, I don't.
I do kind of understand that, but not with that question specifically.
It kind of seems like they're trying not to start an argument in a relationship, but this is a compatibility test. You should be finding out if you're compatible.
If we really want to know. All right. I think I know the answer to this. Do you experience the freedom to be yourself in front of your partner?
Absolutely.
We've got yes all the time.
Yeah.
We've got never. Whoa. The first no answer. Well, we've got most of the time, but not always. And we go, my partner mostly emphasizes changing some aspects about myself.
Wow.
Ooh.
That is
that's a good one.
I'm going to say this, too. If you're in a relationship where your partner is emphasizing that you've changed some aspects of yourself, you need to scram. Okay?
Really?
I think unless there are...
what about if it's like...
Unless they're
if it's like, hey,
things.
let's like... not drink so much. Or
like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Unless it's like something that you're doing that's detrimental, but like if like they're just like, I wish you wouldn't watch cartoons so much, or something like it's something that you're actually interested in, and
or
they
like
just
your
don't
personality.
Want you to do it. Yeah, absolutely. On the other hand, yes, if it's something that's detrimental to your health and they're just trying to like make you better for it, then that's different.
Yeah,
I would go ahead and say, yes, I'm free to be myself all the time.
I think.
Can you fart in front of your partner? You know, that's something you need to ask yourself.
To that extent, I'll say, I think pushing your partner is a good thing to do, as long as it comes from a healthy place, kind of like you said.
Yeah.
And I will say, I feel like we do that. I think most of what we engage in is like mostly hobbies, and a lot of them are very creative. Like, we're very creative people. That's one thing that
we try to be.
Yeah, that's one thing that I admire about you. I love your openness to new ideas, and I think you're very creative. And I think we have a very different type of creativity.
Definitely.
And I like how we push each other in that realm. So I think for me, I would say my partner, well, I guess I wouldn't say you mostly emphasize changing. It says mostly emphasizes changing some aspects of yourself. So that's like vague on how much. So I guess I would say
that's
all
also
the time.
Just like that's like a weird answer in comparison relative to all the
other ones?
answer
Oh,
choices.
for sure.
It seems like they should have put that for a different question.
Yeah.
Almost.
Okay, so we're going yes?
Yeah, I'm going to go yes.
Alrighty. 13, we're almost done.
Okay.
Do you share common interests or goals?
I think we share common interests.
We've got yes, we both love similar kinds of things. Sometimes, sadly, our dreams don't align. Honestly, we have different interests and goals, but we make sure that we respect and support each other all the time.
That is a great answer, by the way. I think that we have similar interests, but...
like hobby-wise, I would say yeah.
And just like even like artistically and like the sort of stuff that we engage with, just in general, I would say that they're very similar. Obviously, you know, you have differing opinions on like small, like you like betrayal, but those are like such minor things in the aspect of like we both love board games, you know?
Yeah.
Our goals necessarily, I don't necessarily know that they're exactly the same.
I would say we have different life goals.
Yeah.
But that's what
think
keeps it
not
interesting.
dissimilar, but yeah, different, you know. We're not both trying to get to the same place.
I feel like what I love about our friendship specifically is how we're so similar, but like I think what I love about it is our differences, because I feel like we're like very similar. How do I say this? We're like very similar, but we're like different fonts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think we have very similar personalities, and like you said, we have, you know what, we do have similar hobbies, but the thing is that hobby pool is so large.
It's pretty broad,
that
yeah.
like there's actually despite the fact that there's a lot in the middle of that Venn diagram, there's also a lot out of it just because of the sheer amount of stuff that we do. Let me see the answer choices again.
Yeah.
I think I would honestly go that we have different interests and goals, but make sure that we respect and support each other. Because like we were saying, like I do think we have similar interests a lot, but that pool is just too large to. You engage with a lot of stuff that I don't, and I also sort of do the same.
Oh, for
thing.
sure. I would say the same thing. Like one of the prime examples I would say is like, I feel like you follow... Dude, you know what I've been thinking about? I've been wanting to tell you this, so this is like a perfect time to tell you. This is a quick little aside. I feel like I love pushing the narrative or the idea that I'm like your really nerdy friend. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because when I hear you interact with your other friends, like even if it's just like on the phone or something like that, I'm like... I feel like, for example, we can bleep his name out if you want.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, but I feel like when you're with Kyle, I feel like you're like Troy Bolton on the basketball team, but when you're with me, you're singing songs.
Yeah.
That's literally how I feel. I've been
Yeah.
wanting to tell you that you're like Troy Bolton in that regard.
It is sort of like that, where you guys just... I mean, and I think that's true for a lot of people, but yeah, you guys just bring out two very different...
sides.
Like,
which I love Kyle.
Like, I turn into Chad when I go to Kyle.
Yeah.
Dude, bro, no shot, no way. And
Yeah.
over here, I'm like, wow, that was a very interesting point that you brought up.
We're
Perhaps
saying
we
like
should-
serendipitous. And
Yeah,
stuff like
he doesn't even know what that word means. Like, I think it is very... And that's... Yeah, it's... But even like that,
that's
too,
cool.
is like when... Even though me and Sebi are friends, you guys have a very different relationship that,
for
like,
sure.
even I do, like, intersecting with you guys. And I love Sebi, but it's just, like, you guys have... The way you guys interact with each other is, like, different, even than when I'm around when you two are interacting with each
for
other,
sure.
So I think that, that's definitely true. It's also very funny.
Okay. Oh, this one's very important to me, but I know the answer, obviously. Do you get along well with your partner's family? We've got yes, absolutely. Not really, but my partner doesn't care and loves me regardless. My partner hasn't introduced me yet, even after asking several times.
Wow.
That's
All
a
right.
strangely pushy question for this quiz.
That is, someone made
There was
for
some-
their...
Exactly.
Yeah,
This
and
was
they-
the question.
Yep. He was like, wait till you get to number 14.
The last one is, they don't like me much, but we are working on it.
That's a healthy answer. I mean, obviously, this one is yes, absolutely,
Yeah.
I think.
Of course.
If,
I don't know what I would answer for your family. Just because we're always with
here,
mine and
we
interacting.
don't really
we
interact
don't-
with my family. Maybe that one's no, my partner hasn't introduced. I mean, outside of like really... The thing is, though, you're also just way closer to your family.
That's
than I
true.
am. Like, you guys eat dinner together.
That's true.
I eat in my room by myself. Like, I'm just not
Different
very,
family
yeah,
dynamics.
I
I would like to think that I wouldn't consider myself to be close with your family. I would like to say that they like me.
No, for sure. Yeah, like my,
So-
that's definitely the case. I can't think. No one's ever been like, oh man, Trevor's coming over.
I hate that guy.
Maybe
yeah.
Dash, but
Okay.
great animal.
Okay, this is an interesting one.
This is the last one.
This is the last question. Do you always make effort? Dude, if we get pay locked, by the way, I just randomly considered that. If we do, I'm going to make it up or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Do you always make efforts to keep the relationship refreshing? We've got yes, we do. No, we stay quite busy. Sometimes when things get stressful, or rarely.
That's actually an interesting question.
It is?
specifically for our relationship.
It is. Dude, honestly, I think I would say we're almost too busy to even have to.
To keep it refreshing.
Yeah, because I feel like it always has been.
Yeah, it's like the thing is for us, I feel like it's never like we're never going stale because it's like there's always something like random or new going on.
Sure, and sure we do the same sorts of things, but it's so different every time.
Yeah, every week when we're together, it's like even if we're engaging in the same activity, it is a like drastically like different form, like different content going on.
I would have to say so, yeah.
So I would say yeah. It just probably yes, we both do it's probably yes, we both do just based on the fact that
What
like, they
about
don't have
no, we stay quite busy?
Yeah, let's go with that. I do like that.
I think that one is trying to be like a disagreement, but to me it doesn't really feel like that.
Yeah, it's just like our answer for that's a little bit weird and
Plus, I feel like we don't see each other with a high enough frequency where it would like be stale.
Yeah,
because
and-
like once or twice a week is like really not that much.
And honestly, we don't really text that often outside of like
That's
being
true.
together. Like it's not like we're constantly updating
That's
each other
true.
on how our days are going. You know, I might text you and like with a joke or something, and you know we're in the group chat, but it's nothing.
Yeah.
I'm never like, man, you'll never believe what happened to me. No, I just wait till Friday or Monday where I know.
That's true. That's true. All right, let's view the results. Oh, cool. All right, you got very compatible.
Oh, I wonder if that was the
No,
eyes.
there's no pay. I wish there was like a percentage. There's no pay to win, so that's good. You and your partner have
Pay to love.
excellent compatibility. Continue to share, grow, and most importantly, communicate. This is a relationship that could last you a lifetime.
Hey.
I certainly hope so.
Nice, as do I.
Dude, this is something that...
We wouldn't want this to die after 10 episodes, you know?
Yeah, that would be sad.
Yeah, right after we go through the history.
Exactly.
We start to discover problems.
Dude, you know, the beautiful thing about our history is we're still writing it.
Yeah.
You know
Hey,
what I'm saying?
very deep.
Do you think that you can see... I can see it. I can certainly see us being friends for a lifetime.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
I would go as far to say as I plan on it.
Yeah, I definitely. The thing is, it's like it sort of goes back to that thing where like, why would you? This is a thing that like, so you know, when it comes to relationships, right? People have this like, okay, don't make plans 6 months. Don't make plans further out than the time you've been dating. So like, if you've only been dating for 3 months, don't make plans 6 months out. And while practically that's a good plan, and practically maybe one of the two of us should have done that, but in general, I think that if you make like a conscious thing about that, it's like, why are you ever thinking about a world where the relationship doesn't work out?
Exactly.
Because it sort of just becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy at that point.
You shouldn't plan to fail.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I mean, okay, maybe I get it if it's a fresh relationship and you don't want to spend, and what you have to do is
Yeah.
like an insane, you know,
There's
everything that we're
limits.
talking about is in reason.
Yeah, because if you're like a weekend and you're like, okay, so we're gonna get married, and
Yeah.
I'm thinking Pacific Northwest somewhere we'll move out to.
Yeah, I think that it's important that, I just think that that's like a bad way to live. Like, not even a bad way to live, it's a sad way to live. Like, don't plan
To
for
limit,
failure.
yeah.
Yeah, and also it's like, we've never had an argument. Why would I
Why
like,
fix it?
envision a world
Exactly.
where where we all of a sudden start having them? And also,
Especially when I feel like our friendship has brought me so much.
yeah,
You know?
I mean, we get a lot. I mean, just outside of even fun, just like a lot of character development.
It's true.
You know, I feel like we do a good job of introducing each other to new things.
Oh,
like
for sure.
New ideas.
Yeah.
You know, the podcast might seem very, based on the last couple episodes, it might seem very like in depth and like deep, but really, that we kind of sort of saved that for the podcast.
It's kind of weird because I would say, well, I guess not most. I feel like we have a healthy balance of being like lighthearted but also like deep at the same time.
Yeah, I think our deepness shows in like other ways. Like
That's
it
true.
shows through
Our
in it.
works
Yeah,
and-
and like
yeah.
what we're doing on Fridays and stuff. Like, and there will be some. You know, we're gonna start doing tier list episodes and stuff. It's
Yeah.
just all of these podcasts have sort of been last minute. We haven't. Well, not. I shouldn't say last minute because like we know we're gonna record them, but we haven't planned anything for them. So we're sort of just. You know, he came with a compatibility test, and we'll probably talk about relationships for the next 20 minutes. But I think that planning to fail, you don't really get to enjoy the time that you're in it, even if it does fail.
Yeah.
Besides, just because it doesn't work out doesn't mean it was a failure.
Exactly. It's like I always say, as long as you learn from it and keep moving, you're fine.
Yeah.
You
You
know?
take something, you'll get a new, you know, that relationship might make a song that you've been listening to for your entire life mean something else. Or
That's
like
true.
or like a movie or something. You know, things that you can take with you that whether or not it ends in a good way doesn't necessarily mean all the memories are bad.
That's true. That's true. And also, I feel like it's important to give yourself like a direction, because you
Yeah,
know
we're
I
trying
feel
to
like
move forward.
exactly. I feel like if you're always vague about okay, what is my intentions, like what's my plan moving forward. If you're always vague about it, or you don't plan for it, like that's how like random stuff happens.
That's how you start to feel stagnant and nothing feels
Exactly.
refreshing.
I feel like if you go, okay, I'm committing to this person, you know, obviously stuff can happen, things can get in the way,
and the
but
serious level of that commitment can vary.
exactly.
But you've just made any sort of effort to
Yeah,
commit.
if you commit to someone, that gives you a driving force to improve your relationship and keep moving forward.
Yeah, that commitment could literally just be, okay, I want to talk to them twice a week. Or, you know, it doesn't necessarily need to be, I'm committing to this person, that means I'm going to marry. You know, it's
Exactly.
all varying levels.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. And I think that's a good way to put it, because I feel like it doesn't always even mean me committing doesn't mean, okay, I'm going to stay with you forever. It's not like this crazy, like, bond. But even just in the sense of, like, okay, I'm going to move forward with this person's best interest in mind and to do this fairly.
Yeah.
I feel like baseline, that's the best commitment you can make.
Yeah. And
okay, we're going to do this the right way.
Yeah, and that commitment, too, like you said, where it's like, it doesn't mean that I'm going to be with you forever. It's like, okay, if you're committing them for 3 months, then you just make sure that those 3 months, like you said, are fair. And it's not just like the entire 3 months you're just thinking about how you're going to, get ready to leave them, because that's, I don't know.
Then
just,
why
you're not real lovers, man.
Exactly. If you're in a relationship, at least one that's like really if you're planning to do like a 3 month, like that's crazy to me. I feel like that's just like, I don't know.
Weird. Unless you're both like on board with it.
I suppose. Or there's like weird. A time limit, like maybe you're moving or something,
yeah,
but you want to try.
Just like you want to get it. But the thing is too is like, even those relationships where that flame flashes, it's like when you expose magnesium to oxygen,
okay.
and it just and it goes up and it's that
See,
flame.
If you were with Kyle, that statement wouldn't have.
It doesn't track.
Yeah.
Even for a moment, that burst of flame is beautiful. So and even though it lasts a second, you still get to relish in it. I'm not thinking right before this happens that, this is only going to last a second.
Yeah.
No, I'm just going to enjoy it while it's here. You know?
Yeah.
It's like when you listen to a song the first time, you're never going to get that same feeling again.
Dude.
So.
Can we talk about that? I love the video that I'm working on or that I'm making right now. I'm almost done too, which is crazy to think about, but that's like something I talk about. Like, I love that feeling.
When you listen to a song for the first time?
Yeah, low key, or like a show. I need to work on that a little bit.
I love a show a lot more.
Dude, you want to know a confession?
Sure.
I've actually never said this outside of my video, and I think also to like...
Drewby? Bree?
Not Drewby,
Anna?
but Brianna I have. The only reason I haven't said it to Drewby is because I feel like he would just know.
Yeah.
It's just never come up.
Yeah.
But he knows this about me. I love getting the first experience of something so much that for my favorite show of all time, even though I know the ending, haven't watched the last episode.
Really?
Yeah, Hunter x Hunter is my favorite show of all time.
And you've never watched
I've never watched the last episode. I've specifically watched it up to the last one, but it's because that's definitely like a limiting part of myself. Like I do have to work on that, which but, in part with my project, that's what I've been working on.
We talked about last week, something's beautiful because it ends.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
You can't really, I think you can't really, I love TV. And I engage with TV a lot.
You do, yeah.
I've seen a lot of TV shows, and I'm the first person to cry during the last episode. I think that's part of the joy of it, the sadness because it's over, but the beauty because you were there for the ride.
Yeah.
And for me,
very bittersweet.
Yeah, but for me, it's like if I didn't watch that last episode, it would just be. It's not like I'm rushing to it, like, oh man, I need to get to the last episode. It was just once I start watching a TV show, I don't usually stop watching the TV show.
Yeah.
But it's like that last episode is beautiful for me, even if it ends poorly. Like, I hate the ending to How I Met Your Mother. I think it's terrible. But,
really?
That's the way the show ends. And either way, that's the end of the ride. So whether or not I like the way that it turned out, for those fictional characters, that's the way their life turned out. So, I'm not as emotionally connected to it, but I guess I don't really feel the full breadth of the journey unless I watch the last episode.
Yeah, like, I know we did have this discussion last week. The end is so important. It justifies the start in a lot of ways, and it's so important. I think for a while I was scared because I didn't want things to end. And specifically, it affected me a lot with my projects. Like, I have a lot of projects, and again, I talk about this in my video. Yeah. Probably when I put it out, maybe I'll link it or something like that. But anyway, like, I've started a lot of projects, but I never finished them because I was afraid, not necessarily that it would be over, but I didn't want to ever have to leave that, like, feeling or that, like, world I created. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
for sure. But the thing is, you created that world so you can go back whenever you want.
That's true. And also, when I put out a good work, I leave a piece of me in it. So, like, I kind of never have to leave.
Yeah, and that, again, we're sort of drawing a lot of connections to last week's episode. But I think that's the case even when, let me connect this back to what we're talking about today, which is relationships. A lot of the stuff we do we play a lot of D&D. We play a lot of mutants in Masterminds. Shout out to the guys at Green Ronin. We do not follow your rules at all.
You know I lied to the guy.
I know, you told me that. Like, yeah, dude,
we've played like 150 sessions.
Which is true. That part's not the lie. But it's the fact that the actual system is great. It is great. We started playing one where we actually followed the rules. The thing is,
we draw a lot from it. It's mostly.
Almost every single thing, even the mechanics are the same. It's just all the limitations they put on it, we just threw them out the window on day one.
Yeah.
But seriously, if you play D&D or you play any other sort of Pathfinder, any TTRPG, and you just want something that's refreshing and feels new, definitely check out the guys at Green Ronin. Mutants and Masterminds. It's a little weird because there's no HP, so it's it can be hard to like kind of wrap your head around, but there's really good like communities out there and stuff that are helpful, so definitely check that out. But anyway, back to relationships. There's a lot of art that I create specifically for our relationship, like between me, you, and Drewby. And I've sort of started to include other people in that. 4 heroes shall take the quest. 4 heroes. I'm always welcome to include other people, but mainly we play his campaigns. We've got the Mutants one, which has been running for 5-6 years at this point.
Yeah.
We've got D&D, which we've been bouncing around. In the beginning stages, it was a lot of, all right, we played this one for 4, let's start a new campaign type thing.
I think anyone who plays D&D knows how that is.
Yeah, and we've sort of gotten we've been better. A lot more consistent on it.
For sure.
Even mine, we've played 20 sessions of that one. But there's a lot of stuff that I create specifically just because I want more ways to hang out with my friends. I've written 4 or 5 campaigns that we've never played, and I'm sure we will sometime.
Yeah, of course.
But I have a Mutants campaign, I have a Greek campaign. I've created entire systems.
Yeah.
And we've only played them twice. And again, that's not really a no one's playing. It's just there's a lot of people in it, so it's hard to find time. But what I'm saying is our relationship, in my relationship, with your family and my girlfriend and stuff, sort of, they drive me to create art, even whether or not we're going to use them.
Yeah.
And then that art is sort of because of the reason that I'm creating it. I want to live in it for as long as, want to write it for as long as I can.
Yeah. So
even if we're not playing it, I keep writing it because, I don't know, there's just a connection between you, like what I feel inside of me, the art that comes out and stuff, and, it's
for
just
sure.
Sort of comforting.
For sure. I agree with that. That's probably my favorite thing about our relationship. Definitely for me, I feel like as a friend, you are like my outlet for like engaging in like the marketplace of ideas.
Yeah.
Like I feel like with anytime I think of like something crazy or wacky, you're like always my go-to person. When I'm like, isn't this like a crazy thing to consider?
No.
And then
I think you should do exactly that. But however crazy we're, just crank it up to 15.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're sitting at a 12. That's not crazy enough.
Which I love that. Which is actually kind of in part one of the reasons why I felt like making this would be fun to do with you, like a fun project.
I sort of view you as my dartboard,
Okay.
And I'm just throwing shit at or you're my refrigerator, and all these ideas are magnets, and I'm just throwing at you to see what sticks.
Yeah.
And whatever sticks, we'll take it for a ride and see what happens. Creating an entire RPG system, TTRPG system for like the Slugtarian.
Yeah.
Just
random stuff.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think that doing random stuff, even though maybe you'll never do anything with it, you still have the experience of creating it.
Yeah, and I think like a good creative work is something that you almost like have to create. You don't. If you have like a great idea, you shouldn't like stifle it or let it go. Like if you really feel it, like you should want to create it.
Yeah.
And get that out of you in it.
And you know what? It doesn't even have to be good.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like there are plenty. Like I said, I created a TTRPG. It's, mid-level to mediocre at best, probably. But it's still going to be a fun way for me to bullshit around with my friends. And, it could be as good as I want it to be because, whatever I say goes,
Exactly.
Or whatever we decide goes.
Whether it's good or not, to kind of exist in that, mind space, even if it's, only momentary. I think that's something that you should explore because you never know what more ideas that could lead to. You could start developing a new style or new techniques or just like new ideas in general. Like I think it's important to do that.
Yeah, and actually a big like personal experience with that sort of idea is, for me at least, there's this. So I'm not like great with a pen and paper. Like I can draw from reference pretty well, I would say, really well, I could say, but just like I can see images in my head. I don't have a problem like with imagination or like rotating objects or anything like that. But when it comes to like
drawing with
drawing
from imagination.
Yeah, drawing from imagination, it's just not one of the things that I'm good at. But so when I'm like trying to create something specific, basically I look up like 100 reference images and then I squish them around in my head, but because I have all these references, it's a lot easier for me to put it down. But even when I'm drawing from my imagination, if it's just something that like I really need to draw this right now, the thing is it'll come out looking like shit. But you know, that drawing, maybe it just invokes something in me that, you know, maybe I use it to write.
Yeah, you kind of circled it's like sculpting. Like the first strike you make is not going to make the statue. You slowly chip away and make it more and more refined and detailed.
And besides, you know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. You know, if you show that picture to like a 4-year-old, they might think it looks really good.
It's true.
You know?
Draw a robot, now make it angry.
Yeah. But I think that there's this thing where you can just sort of, you know, even let the juices flow. You know, and even if all those juices stink and they smell bad and it's like you made it with kale, you know, eventually it'll lead you down to a nice recipe where like maybe there's oranges and strawberries in there, you know?
Yeah, that's true. You know, the smoothie of life, if you will.
Yeah, you know, I might have to draw that. Maybe we'll have to make it. Food dog?
Random.
Food dog is the smoothie of life.
Just a random thought. Do you think that any of us would be compatible with Cornelius Duty?
No. I don't think he would answer the questions in a way that we would want to be.
Cornelius?
He'd want us to change stuff about ourselves.
You think?
Yeah.
Maybe. He would. But it's a question of, do you think he has our best interest in mind? I do.
I believe,
too.
Based on the comment that he left. You know, we saw a couple other comments from you guys. Bree Cop, you know, if you're out there.
Yeah.
Thanks for leaving a comment. We saw Brendan Bear, I5, or I don't know what the username was, but we left a comment. Sorry to hear about your grandmother during COVID, but you are right. Halloween was the biggest casualty of COVID. Anybody else that wants to leave it? I think there was another one. Oh my goth or something of the sort.
Yeah, it's Holy Emo.
Holy Emo. Thanks again for telling us about your life, and I hope things get better for you out there. But keep leaving comments, keep subscribing. You know, we had like
we got to get better at that.
Yeah, we do.
We're working. The quality is going to increase. I feel like I'll say this.
Hit the bell for notifications.
Notification
New
bell.
episodes every
Monday. Every Monday. Subscribe. You know when you say subscribe now, it lights up the subscribe button.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you should check that when I say this. Subscribe. Yeah. But I think the content has definitely been improving. I think we should start working on improving the set, and we're getting there. I
think it's fun. Like I like the idea of, so we sort of toss around the idea of like, you know, I'll pick one week where we record, he picks another, and I think that so far I've really enjoyed it, mainly because there's no limitations or no restrictions on what everything looks like around us, so I don't feel any limitations or restrictions of what we talk about.
Fair enough.
Now, we might need certain set pieces for certain things that we plan on doing.
Yeah.
Like, I really want to do I'm hoping that we do like a tier list episode soon or something. And I think maybe what might be nice is, and let me know in the comments if you guys agree.
Well, let's see. This is going to be episode
3.
3, yeah.
Yeah. I think that maybe if we did one tier list episode a month or something, where it's just like, this is like a specialty episode that comes up. And you know, it could be anything. If you guys leave comments on what you think we should tier list, maybe give it a theme or something, by all means. Otherwise, you know, we'll just pick it on based on some idea that we have.
Yeah, and we're still at a good size of our channel where like we can genuinely interact.
Yeah,
with
like
our
whatever you say.
Like we'll actually see it.
Yeah.
Like both of us will read it. Yeah. So like
we're checking constantly.
Yeah, constructive criticism or ideas like. You know, we're obviously new to this, so...
You know, my girlfriend recommended that we rank pilot episodes, and I told her to leave a comment and subscribe. She didn't do either one of those things, so for you...
Did she watch these?
Yeah, she does.
Okay, but, Brianna does too.
Or at least she tells me she does. But but she doesn't like or subscribe. So get out there and do that.
Brianna watched the last episode when it
And
aired.
left a comment.
She did, yeah.
And I bet she's one of our 8 subscribers.
I would hope so.
And it's like, but Kelsey, get out there and subscribe. By
the way, super random. Did you see her hair?
Yeah,
Kelsey's
it looked
hair?
really good. Yeah.
Brianna did Kelsey's hair, and it looks so good.
It did.
She did a great job. Anyway.
Maybe you'll see it when they do us. But Bree's me, and Kelsey's you. Would they dress up like us? Bree has to wear pajamas.
Weirdly, I feel like that would work.
I mean, that's going to be the dynamic anyway.
I feel like that would work, yeah.
Bree's going to be the very, she is shy, though, still.
She is.
But I think she would sort of take control of the
I think she would, too.
situation.
I feel like Bree is more like you than she is like me.
Yeah.
Personality-wise.
Yes, that's the thing is, maybe not the way that, we come off like we're both very open and social, but, when you look at, our interests and our, if he took a compatibility test with my girlfriend, very compatible. And I think if I took one with his girlfriend, it'd be very compatible, too. It's just all very, we just swapped each other. But I think that, I would definitely like to do maybe every couple episodes we do bit episodes. Maybe one in every 4 episodes is a tier list episode. So once a month. And if you guys have any things that you think would be funny or cool ideas, I mean, I'm sure we'll come up with some.
Yeah.
But again, we'd like to do stuff that you guys want to see.
Yeah, and we definitely have bigger ideas for stuff in the future.
Yeah, it's just we need you need time to set those things up.
We're still working.
Yeah, in between jobs.
Yeah.
But
hey, eventually we're gonna get a Patreon,
and you guys can support.
And you can support, so we can make this better and cater it more towards what you guys want.
And I could quit my job.
That would be sick.
It would.
That would be
But
sick.
I'm really, as long as you guys are giving us ideas and telling us what you want to see, we'd love to do it. Yeah. And there's always cool stuff. We should do a wheelchair episode where we go up and down ramps and we talk about how there's not enough support for people who are
Fair enough.
We should do charity episodes.
Yeah, we should.
That
I would
be sick.
love to do that.
Yeah.
And that's something we'll strive towards.
Yeah.
Bottom line, though, I enjoy doing it with you.
Yeah. So
with or without.
Yeah. Even if they don't comment, we'll find things that we think are funny. We should do watch through episodes, but the TV's blurred the whole time.
Yeah, I would love to be able. That is actually something we would be able to do on Patreon.
Really?
Yeah,
just
that is something that we would be able to do.
We could even do once a month. We could just
we'd be able
watch a movie and we'll
discuss it.
Yeah, we'll do a movie review episode.
We definitely could,
but nothing that's come out in the last 15 years.
Okay. The current state of cinema.
Yeah.
We could talk about media, and that could be a whole other. We could literally start another show about.
What we should do? I think this would be cool. So, and let us know in the comments again. Okay, once a month we'll do
we need a 3-paragraph. I need an intro, thesis statement.
Yeah, we'll do once a month. We'll do a tier list episode. I think that'll be good. Once every 4 to 5 episodes.
Okay.
I think that's paced out enough for us to plan it, get costumes,
Okay,
whatever, go
sure.
all out. I think maybe just once in a while, maybe once every 2 months or something, we could just do a media review thing. So whether it be we watch a movie, maybe you pick a piece of art and we just talk about the way it makes us feel or something.
Ooh.
We do a book club episode or something.
Man,
where
I would love to do that.
But it's just sort of all that
sort
of thing where that'll just be our media review.
We really
episode.
could do that. Sometimes I forget. This is crazy for me to forget this because we've just started.
I know.
But I sometimes forget that this is our show and we can just do whatever we want.
Yeah, so even if it's only maybe every 7 episodes we do some sort of media review, I think it would be cool, and that also gives us enough time to plan out.
Yeah.
And that could be something where we actually plan okay, these are the points that I want to talk about, and bring up and just get your thoughts on it. And then we'll do one where it's we tier listed Ninja Turtles. Or something,
Okay. Okay.
Raphael on top. But is there anything else that you want to talk about?
I think this is a good moment to wrap it up. We're at about an hour.
Okay, I'm going to say this.
We're losing daylight.
Leave in the comments what your favorite thing to do at the pumpkin patch or a fall festival is. Mine is to go apple picking, but chuck all the bad apples. Just launch them to the
Chucking bad apples is good.
What about you?
What's my favorite? Dude, I like corn mazes.
That's a great one.
I like corn mazes.
We should all go, by the way. But
we should.
Okay, so what's your thing to think about for this week? Real quick.
Yeah.
Just again, we're gonna make this the official point that we tell you guys this. You know, if you like I don't remember what the name was for today's podcast. What was it?
Huh? Oh, it's Deuce Drop.
Okay. Thank you guys for watching Deuce Drop. Okay.
Yeah. Thank
Leave
you.
a like, subscribe, comment, interact with the community. Now we're gonna leave you with some things to think about.
Yeah. Mine is be careful about the way that you talk to yourself. One thing that I've been seeing a lot of in my circle, and this is one thing, you know, I'll pat myself on the back a little bit, that I feel like I've been good at in my life, is my self-talk. I feel like I'm always very motivating to myself, but especially in times of stress, when the whole world is against you, why would you be against yourself? I think if you talk, and this kind of goes back into what we talked about earlier, but like if you talk about yourself in a negative light, it kind of becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy and you bring yourself down. It's kind of like, you know, planning to like end soon, or like planning to fail. You know what I'm saying?
Be cocky.
Yeah. When like the world is against you, it's important you're with yourself and you talk yourself up. Don't like let yourself be too self-deprecating. That's my thing.
I love it. Yeah. My add-on to that is, just be cocky and be self-centered when it comes to talking to yourself. Mine would be, in your relationships, sort of going along with that. Don't be in a relationship with someone who tells you can't do something, or tells you that you can't. Don't be in a relationship with someone who...
I actually hope that picked up.
Yeah, that would be hilarious, or else we just laugh for nothing.
Yeah.
Don't be in a relationship with someone who's negative or talks to you in a negative way. Not necessarily being mean to you, but just saying, oh, you can never do that.
Or like doubting you.
Yeah. I will honestly tell you, no matter what my friends tell me, no matter what they tell me their goals are, I will always tell them that they can do it. And anyone who says they can't can come talk to me about it. Even if it's the most, even if Trevor told me today he wanted to join the NFL, I would tell him you could do it, and all you need to do is put in the work. I full-heartedly believe that anywhere in the world, any person who can do anything that they want to do.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, there are things that, talent is required, but that doesn't mean you can't learn it. Okay?
Exactly.
Anyone can cook.
Anyone can cook.
Costello, okay? So that's what I leave you with. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do something, especially in one of your close relationships, or else you shouldn't be a relationship with that person, whether it's romantic, friendly, family, or otherwise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, never say die. Never say die.
Thanks for tuning in to the Drop a Deuce podcast.
Yeah, okay, close. Love you guys. Bye-bye.